27 years have passed since the Cuban American National Foundation gathered for the first time to celebrate Cuba's Independence Day. That day, our founder, Jorge Mascanosa, set the character of the institution he created with unmistakable clarity. He said, "The Cuban American National Foundation is not partisan. It is patriotic. The foundation is not Republican or Democrat. The foundation was conceived for the purpose of defending the highest ideals of Cuba and the United States." Despite those words of Jorge, until this day, we battle those who want to paint us with the colors of their preference or the colors of their disgust. To this day, the color we have chosen is neither red, nor blue, nor white, nor black. Our color is the color reflected by our own unrelenting love and dedication to the cause of a free and democratic Cuba. That is the sacred mission we have chosen for ourselves. That is the objective we will continue to pursue regardless of the criticism of those who have confounded patriotism with political partidism. It is because we believe that the fate of the Cuban people matters deeply, not only to the Cuban people themselves, but also to the interest of this nation and the whole hemisphere, that over the years, every year, especially on the occasion of Cuba's Independence Day, we have invited presidents and national elected officials of the United States and other nations to come to Miami to converse, not only to talk, but also to listen about the fate of our brothers and sisters inside the island, as well as throughout the Latin American continent. Earlier this year, we asked all presidential candidates to respond to a questionnaire. Their answers are contained in the Cuban American Voters Guide that we published recently. We also contacted each of the candidates' campaigns, urging them to come to Miami during this year's celebrations of Cuban independence. We are extremely gratified that the three major presidential contenders have coincided in South Florida during this week. We welcome their interest in talking to us, but mostly we seek their interest in listening to our dreams and aspirations. After almost 50 years of a constant struggle against the evil forces of repression that have enslaved our native island of Cuba, I am frequently driven to question why we persist against all odds. It is in days like this, listening to the inspiring words of the young Cuban-American Speaker of the Florida Legislature, or the resounding interpretation of Jorge Mascanosa's legacy by some sixth graders, that I understand why we must persist. We must persist because if we abandon and forget, hundreds of thousands of Cuban youngsters will never have the opportunity to become another Marco Rubio or attend a school that proclaims the virtues of Jorge Mascanosa instead of the murderous doctrines of Che Guevara. When I am asked what I consider the greatest achievement of my generation in exile, I reply, not letting our children forget that their parents and grandparents come from a beautiful land 90 miles away, a land that deserves to be free.